Morning.
Morning, how you doing, ma'am?
Mm-hmm. I'm doing well. Bless you. I have been there. It's awful.
It makes my whole throat on this side feel like it hurts.
Bless you. Bless you.
Mm.
Hopefully, you can get in to see somebody. Like, oh, I hate the fact that you have to wait till Monday.
I just want it pulled out. I mean, they ain't even
Yes,
got to try to
yes.
save it. Just pull it.
Just get rid of it. I don't.
Mm.
I hear you.
Yeah, see, I have everything
Yes, I
ready.
know you do. I'm not worried about it. I'm not worried
Mm.
about it. Not worried about it at all. We will get there. We will get there.
I just hope it doesn't. They're like 2 weeks down the road or something. I couldn't do that.
Yes. No, no, no. You have to
Yeah.
see somebody. You need to see somebody now, but Monday at the very latest. Yeah. Listen, there's nothing worse. I remember distinctly, and I've had several issues, but that one time, I believe it was the week of Thanksgiving, the week of Thanksgiving. And I remember I had to wait till Wednesday to see somebody, and I thought I was going to die because of the
Hmm.
pain. The pain was just unbearable. It
I'm
was a,
even
it was
using.
It was throbbing all the time. Just, I mean, just
I'm
never.
even using that throat spray.
Yeah, to numb you.
Mm.
Yes, 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 yes. Whatever you got to do.
Well, if you put the Ambisol on it, it
Hmm.
oh, it'll make you
It
like
just,
head. Yeah,
yes,
I can't do
yes.
it.
Mm-mm. I'm telling you, it's bad. Say no more. I know. I don't know. There's a lot. I mean, I don't mind going to the dentist, and I always go. But I'm just telling you though that there are times when, whew, rough.
That and an earache.
Yes, 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 yes. I agree totally. I'm right there with you. We're talking about tooth pain, guys. She has got a terrible, terrible situation in her mouth right now, and she's just here out of the grace of God, I imagine, because it's not something you don't want to be doing what you're doing right now. I know that, but you're hanging in there. So well, let's go with that. Thank you so much for doing that. Okay, looks like we're getting everybody in the class today. Welcome back, folks. We are down to one more class meeting. What do you say? One more meeting. Yay. You've got to be excited about being at the end of this semester. You've been at this all year long. You've been in school, you've been working, you've been doing a balancing act, and we're almost at the end of the spring semester. We have one more official class meeting on April the 26th. I am bringing you some information today that I think will probably make you smile. Unfortunately, we have two classmates. Amanda and I have already been talking, as you can hear. Has a horrendous toothache that she's having to deal with, and she is not able to present. I totally get it. I understand. And then Chelsea had an emergency family crisis situation that came upon her, and she is not going to probably be in class today at all due to that situation. So, what we're going to do is we're going to postpone their teaching. They're going to come back and teach the last Saturday we meet, which will be the 26th. That means we'll have three people doing their vocabulary lesson plan teaching out one lesson. And we'll have Amanda and Chelsea do their comprehension teaching on that day. So we'll have probably four, well, that's three, maybe five people, I guess, in all, four or five, that will teach out that day for us. And that will be our final class. Okay. And so that makes it kind of nice where you're not stressed. I tried to spread the wealth out to everybody to give everybody a chance to present out. If you did not get the opportunity, I apologize. It's just the total situation when you're online. It is a little different, as you all know. It's not like you're in a regular classroom, and so that does happen. So today, the only person presenting out will be BJ. Are you prepared, BJ? Brian, are
We'll
you
see.
prepared? You are?
We'll see.
Oh,
I got it going. We'll see.
you'll do fine. I'm not worried about you at all. In fact, I'm not worried about any of you people. Y'all have been the most outstanding group to work with, and I mean that sincerely. Throughout the entire year I've worked with you, so I look forward to seeing you in the fall. I'll be teaching RDE455. I will not be teaching it online. I'm sorry. I almost said I was, but I'm not. I'm teaching it at the school, and so anyway, you will have that class in the fall, as you will be seniors. It's a wonderful class. You'll be working with a student that you talk to a reading teacher about, that you single and decide that you're going to tutor this student, if you will, and you're going to build a case study around this student through working with that student weekly on progress monitoring, on weaknesses and even strengths the student may have. That is what this whole class is about. Used to several moons ago, we did a thing called the ARI, which is an analytical reading inventory, and you learned through this course how to give this assessment. Well, that has been pushed aside because it does not align with the science of reading. So, in order to maybe put you more in the driver's seat and have you understand what it's like to be a reading teacher, we literally put you with a student, and you are required to try to improve, if you can, that student's reading ability through progress monitoring, through working with them once a week for 30 minutes. And you basically tell the story of what happened in your case study. So it is a very hands-on course. I would say it's probably more what you're doing with the student and how the student is improving. And it doesn't, if the student doesn't improve, it doesn't mean your grade tanks. That's just the beauty of working with a student. You could work with a student for 12 weeks and not have any success at all. That's fine. That's not the point of it. The point of it, though, is that you're in there making those plans and trying to map out a way, presenting strategies to the student that will hopefully help a student. So that's kind of an advertisement for the next step in your reading courses. It is the last one you will take, and that comes in the fall. So that's the next step. That's the next course you will take. The book, the multi-sensory learning basic language skills, what we have in here, is used in that class as well. So you just keep that book handy because you'll pull from that book during that course as well. So that was just a little public announcement. All right, moving on. Let me mention this while I have this up. Make sure that if you did not listen to that weekly update, I'll try to share my screen. I think I have it right here. If you didn't listen, you might not have known you had to present today. I'm just going to make this kind of, can you see this right here, guys? Yeah, just make sure you pay attention to the announcements that come through, because you might miss something if I put something out there like that. I'm not saying I'm going to, but you never know when things arise that they need to be explained out. So there is that. Make sure you have that. And then the presenters for Saturday are on the 26th will be JC, Ashley, Ivy. And then we will have Chelsea and Amanda. So there'll be 5 presenters for that class. It'll probably take the whole time to get through them. And that's what our focus will be when we meet next. And the last thing I wanted to share out was, hang on, let me share this out for you. Is this vocabulary. There is a rubric. There is a rubric for the comprehension, and there is also a rubric for the vocabulary. It's very open-ended. You're not going to see a lot of stuff on there. There's just going to be the topic that will be evaluated or assessed, such as, is there a standard there? It's a yes or no. You either have a standard or you don't. What are the skills? Did you list them every day? Is it there? Is it not? That's the kind of approach this rubric has to it. So don't be alarmed when you don't see a lot of jargon on there. It's just basically, do you have it on there or do you not? And then the other thing that if I could go back and stop the share for just a minute, I just shared out in announcements. Hang on just a minute, I'm trying to pull it up. About rubrics for the comprehension and the vocabulary lesson plan. They're both basically the same. So if you'll check out that, I won't pull it up, but there's an announcement where I just explained what I just said, but there are some questions on that rubric. There's questions on the comprehension and the vocabulary. I think they're basically the same, but it gets you into the mode of, have I accomplished what I set out to accomplish by reading through those questions at the top of the rubric. So don't say, oh, well, that's not a hard rubric, or I don't have to. Well, if you don't do it, you're not gonna get credit for it. So you need to make sure that you pay attention to each section of that lesson plan. So other than that, we are finished. And of course, the final is where you select a comprehension strategy, and then you are going to follow that rubric, and that is already, I believe, on the website. Now, at one point, I thought this had to be an anthology assignment, and I really don't think it has to be. So you would just drop that assignment just like you usually do for all the classes. I don't believe it's going to anthology. We don't have to do that. So you will just drop it like you drop a normal lesson plan. No worries there. Nothing different. If I find out that that has changed, I will let you know. But right now, I believe that it's not required for this class. So you will just drop that final lesson plan. And remember, you're only picking one strategy, and you must pick from the strategies that are listed there in that in the rubric and also in the direction box. Don't go off on a tangent and pick out something like that you just like. No, follow those strategies that are listed there. You only have to have one. So there's that. So that's the final, and you don't have to take a written test or anything. So this will be the final. So you're good. And we will be concluding class next the time we meet, which is April 26th. So does anybody have any last minute questions before I turn it over to Brian? Anything that you need to ask me? Nothing. Everybody's good? Good as you can be? Yes, feeling confident? Good. All right, good, you should. All right, so I'm going to now turn it over to Brian. He's going to teach his lesson. Now, when he teaches this lesson, he's going to tell us what grade level we are, and we're going to try to behave like that grade level with I would say, a very high functioning group of children. We're going to be probably gifted today as we focus on this grade level, but that is just the idea that we want to do, the role playing situation here. So we will act accordingly. And I'll turn it over to you, Brian.
All right, so I picked day 3 for my little mini unit. So it's because of it being comprehensive. And I'll give you a little precursor. This is kindergarten. So
Okay.
kindergarten, first grade. So day 1, I introduced a new reader tool. And we started working on character setting and main events. So I'll share my screen
Okay.
if it'll let me.
Yeah, we can see it.
All right, y'all see that? Okay.
Yes.
So on day 1, we began creating the anchor chart. Day 2, we completed the anchor chart with the characters, the settings, and main events. So guys, we're just going to go back over characters are what in the story?
The
Ooh,
people or
people.
the animals in the story.
The people, the things, the living things in the story, and the setting is what?
Where the story takes
Where
place.
the story takes place.
Exactly. It's where it's everything around where the story takes place. And then we have a main event in most every story. And what is the main event?
Important things that
Most
happen in
important
the
things
story.
that happen in the story.
Right. Yeah. It's kind of what the story's centered around. It's what the plot, the theme of the story is around. So today we're going to take a picture walk through the book, and we're going to review our characters. We're going to review our setting. We're going to review our events. And we're going to start at the beginning. At the beginning, we're going to identify our characters. And as we go through the story, we're going to start retelling the main events, and we're going to do that through either pictures or sentences. So let's read the story one more time to refresh you guys on what we've been reading the last couple of days. And it's the book A Party with Joe. So this is our cover page. What do we find on our cover page, guys? We ought to know this. We ought to remember this.
The title,
The title,
Oh,
The title. What else?
the
Two names right under
illustrator,
the title.
author, and illustrator.
The
Author.
author and illustrator. Good job. So this is Joe. He says, I am Joe. I live on First Street. I'm going to a party today. Everyone on my street will be there. Mom and I put up decorations, balloons, and streamers make our block look bright and colorful. Now let's stop right there and let's look. What do we see in the picture? It looks like he lives in, a really, really tight neighborhood. What could that possibly be?
City.
Apartments.
apartment.
Yeah, looks like he lives in a big apartment complex. Miss Green brings tasty treats to eat. Her cookies and brownies are my favorite. Naya and her brother set up chairs. All the guests will need places to sit. Mr. Gupta and Ken pick the music. They know which songs make a party really fun. Now it's time to have our party. All right, so here's what we're going to do today, guys. We're going to make a story map on your own. I'm going to let you do it today since Monday and Tuesday we went through and we did it together. So we're going to take our anchor charts and we're going to take our story. And remember, you can take your Chromebook and you can pull the story up on Epic if you need to go back and look at other pages. So here's our story map. Now I'm going to leave it up to you guys. You can either write a sentence or you can draw me a picture in each one of your boxes. My first box says what? It's my what?
Setting.
It's my setting. So what are we gonna either write or draw about right there?
The party.
Party or the apartment complex or the street. We could do any of those. What's my next box say?
characters,
Characters.
Characters. Who was my main character in the book? Does somebody remember?
Joe,
Joe.
Oh, Joe. So we could draw a picture of Joe, or we could draw a picture of the last picture, the last illustration we saw in the book. What was it? It was all of the neighborhood people, wasn't it? We could draw something like that. And then, guys, look at the bottom of your paper. And the first box says beginning, second box says middle, and the last box says the end. What do you think we're going to draw in those boxes?
What happened first in the story?
That's right. What happened first in the story? What about in the second box?
What happened in the middle of the story?
In the middle. So we could do a lot of different either one sentence or two sentence writings, or draw varying pictures to go in there. We could draw different pictures to go in there because a lot happened in the middle of the story. What about the last box? What are we going to draw in the last box?
everybody at the party.
The party.
Everybody at the party. Good deal. All right. So I'm going to give you guys about 10, 15 minutes to work on that, and I'll walk around the room and see if I can help you. And then there's my closure, guys. We're not going to go that 10, 15 minutes. But tomorrow we'll start a new story, and then they'll be able to do their own again.
Job.
Great job.
It's kindergarten. It's not hard.
No, I know. I love it. I love it. And I love when you do an anchor chart with kindergarten. I think that is gold because they can really see it. They can, I think they identify with it well. I think it really helps them put thoughts together. So I love that you use that approach. That's excellent. And they love coming up and they love writing on the board or whatever. That's just excellent for them. So I thought it was excellent, very, very developmentally appropriate. Would you say that, ladies and gentlemen? Yes, I would say that was very appropriate. Well, here comes the good part, okay? So we are not going to tarry any longer in here. I'm not going to keep you any longer. We've had two that just could not do it. Now, if we get into a situation where we have other problems on the last day of class, then I will have to ask you to submit let's say you can't teach next week, then you would have to do a video where you talk us through your lesson plan, and you would send that in. Does everybody understand that? I think that would be the only way I could justify. I understand if you are in an emergency situation, there is nothing you can do about that. I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying in order to make up that, if you didn't get to come to class the last day, that would be my requirement, is that you would submit a video to me, for that purpose. But hopefully we will all be okay and here, and we can get these last 5 people in. Is there anyone in here who just did not get a chance? Hey, Ivy, how are you? I'm so glad to see you. Did not get a chance to present out that I didn't offer you an opportunity. I do not want to deny anyone.
What you do?
Did everybody get at some point an opportunity to present out at some point? I'm assuming yes, no, indifferent. Probably like, dear God, I don't want to do that. But you all need to be exposed to this. So hopefully you had an opportunity to present out. I don't know. It is a really good thing to do. And once you do it, I believe you become more adjusted to it. And you've probably all presented out in all of your classes at some point. So if you haven't, you will as you move through the program. So that is all. So that's all I have today. Does anybody have any questions I need to answer? I always feel like that there should be time for that. Is there any other question you have about an assignment or what you're doing in these last couple of weeks? I believe everything that you have to do is showing. There's no other assignments to pop up on you. What you see is what you get. So it should be pretty self-explanatory. Anything else that I need to answer this morning? Okay. The last thing I'm going to ask is if you guys have a group text, you might want to send out class concluded early today. So if someone tries to log in and no one is here, they will understand. Because I have some people that did not communicate out what their problem is. They may not be able to. I don't know. But I don't want someone coming in class and saying, well, they weren't there, so we didn't have class today. No, we did have class. We just had a shortened class because we had issues with presenters. So that's all I have for you today. So anything else before we go? Y'all all look like, get me out of here, lady. Okay. So you're good? Two
Yes,
thumbs
ma'am.
up? 2 thumbs up? Okay. All right. I will see you the last week of April on the 26th for the last class meeting.
Have a good day.
Have a great day. See you later, guys.
I'm really sorry for being late,
Oh,
Miss
don't worry about
Snowgrove.
it. That's okay. Don't worry about it. It was just a presenting day. The problem is we had people that had emergency situations that couldn't be in class today, and they're going to present the next time we meet. So
I've been dealing with brain fog. I was at the emergency room all yesterday. I'm hurting,
what in the
and
world?
they don't really know. They ruled it up to anemia at the emergency room, but all my tests came back negative. I went to my regular doctor and she sent me to the ER thinking it was a kidney stone, but I don't have a kidney stone. My bladder is clear, kidneys are clear. They don't
Yeah.
really know what's wrong, but just really strong pain is causing me to have brain fog, so I'm
Yes.
struggling a little bit.
Well, you just hang in there, okay? You're going to make it. And we've only got one more class. And like I said, are you presenting? I'm just asking. Are you on the presenting?
I'm
Let's see.
on the presenting.
Oh, you will be? Okay.
Yes, ma'am, next time we
Okay.
come.
Well, I tell you what, keep me informed what's going on because you've obviously been under doctor's care. And if it's where you just cannot do it, you let me know, okay? Because you
Well,
have a doctor's excuse.
I've been having it since January,
Oh, my.
and it's been off and on, and we can't really figure out what's going on. I just know I'm in a lot of pain
Yes.
and can't really figure out what's going on.
Okay.
So,
Let me know as the week goes on, as we head to the, if you just say, I can't do that, just let me know, okay?
okay, thank you, Miss Snowgrove.
Uh-huh. Thank you, darling. Have a great day. Hope you feel better.
Thank you.
For
Bye-bye.
real. Trying to get out of here. Here we go. All right. We're going to end the class. And in for all.